Hey y'all, okay. So I've just come back from a second date with someone, and yes, this was someone that I vetted first through text messaging before I decided to have a first date with someone, and we had a really great time the first time, and I really love second dates, and the reason is because there's lots of kissing. Okay, so if you've had a successful first date, it usually ends with a kiss or a hug, and I have had successful first dates that ended with hugs because both of us were nervous, and if you are really nervous on a first date, it's okay to just tell the person, like, hi, I'm super nervous. And that usually actually breaks the tension a lot. So that's a good thing to do because you can kind of have a laugh about like how nervous you are. Because I've actually had people spill drinks because they were nervous, or like spill food, or just be really clumsy. Um, it's been a super long day. Okay, so we've had a couple drinks and I've had a couple drinks, and we did a dance class together, and we're doing a series of 4 dance classes together, so we have another date already set up. FYI, since this was a blues dance class, this is what I wore. So this was me doing blues dancey. Today's topic is going to be about vanilla hookups and how to have a successful vanilla hookup. And one of the things that you want to do in order to have a successful vanilla hookup is to have a prepped sexual elevator speech. Now, this is also really good to have on a second date. I usually don't like to have sex until at least a third or fourth date. Off, if you're looking for a meaningful relationship, if you can put off sex for a couple of dates, that keeps it from becoming a hookup. Now, hookups are great. I love hookups on occasion. But when you do a hookup, you generally don't want to see that person in a long term relationship. So you can either do a hookup or you can do a relationship, and you want to have one or the other. So either the second date's a good time to do your sexual elevator speech, or immediately if you're planning on doing a hookup. In business, an elevator speech is a speech that you can give to somebody in the time it takes to ride on an elevator with someone. So it's a 5 minute or less speech. A sexual elevator speech is basically the things that someone needs to know as an adult before you engage in sex with someone. And ideally, you want this to happen outside of the bedroom. You don't want to spring this shit on someone right before you're ready to put condoms on and hop in the sack with them. And I really hope if you're doing hookups that you're practicing safer sex, please. Please, 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 God, practice safer sex, okay? And we will have a segment on safer sex. So, what you should have in your sexual elevator speech, and by the way, this comes from a guy named Reed Mahalko, and he does workshops. He does these incredible workshops where you get to do this all in a group together as part of the workshop. And if you get a chance to go to his workshop, shout out to Reed. Hey, Reed. Please take his workshops. He does amazing communications workshops, and it's the first couple times that you do this, it's very awkward, and doing it as a group together really makes it so much easier. I promise you that the more that you do this, the easier it gets, but the first time you do it, it's scary. And so being able to have everyone do it as a group really makes it a lot nicer. So the sexual elevator speech is you give your sexual history. You don't actually have to tell people everybody that you've had sex with, but they need to know if you're very promiscuous or if you're not very promiscuous. That's important to know. Obviously, I'm polyamorous, so they need to know how many sexual partners you have. You know, I have a boyfriend and a girlfriend right now, so that's part of my sexual elevator speech. They need to know the last time you were tested. For me, because I'm on PrEP, which is an HIV prevention medication, I am required to be tested every 3 months because it just left clinical studies. So that's, something that is actually good because I'm tested every 3 months. They need to know if you have any STDs, or if you've had STDs in the past. Sometimes some people like to know that. For me, I have herpes, which is, lots of people have it. I take acyclovir, and I've never actually transmitted it to anyone, including people that I have unprotected sex with. I have unprotected sex with my boyfriend, not with my girlfriend. They need to know I have what they call a fluid bond. I only have protected sex with partners outside of my boyfriend, my long term boyfriend, which includes not just condoms, but dental dams. If you don't know how to use a dental dam, we will cover that in the safer sex thing, but you should look up dental dams. A lot of people don't know what a dental dam is. Sometimes in kink, like I'll use gloves and finger cots, which are like little tiny covers just for your fingers. like if you're, sticking just a finger somewhere naughty. So these are all important things to know. And then usually, just to make it a little fun, you'll use, just some likes or dislikes. Like, something fun that you like to do or not do, or something you can't stand. Like, for example, I can't stand being tied up. I absolutely, that's like a hard limit no for me. So, and then, something you like, right? Which is none of your business, because I'm not planning on sleeping with the whole wide world. So if you were on a second date with me, you might learn that shit. Anyways, so that's my sexual elevator speech in a brief nutshell, and that was super fast. And then how to have a successful vanilla hookup. So the best way to have a successful vanilla hookup is to actually not be on an online profile at all. It's to go out to a place known for hookups. You might have to scout around. Usually it's a place that has not very expensive drinks. There are heterosexual hookups and non-heterosexual hookups. Guys, if you are one of those guys who goes to gay bars to scout the straight girls, I hate to tell you this, you're a douchebag. For the love of God, if you make a regular habit of this, I hope you die in a car wreck. Like, seriously. Because straight girls go to gay bars with their gay friends because that's the place that they don't want to be hit on. That's the night that they literally don't want to be hit on. And if you make a regular habit, I'm not saying it doesn't just sometimes happen, but if you make a regular habit of going to gay bars to hit on straight girls, like, I fucking hope you get roofied and gangbanged in a bathroom. Like, I hate you people, okay? Sorry. I shouldn't say that, but I do. I fucking hate you people. I shouldn't wish that on anybody, but fuck you, okay? Whatevs. Go to a straight bar. Go to a straight bar where girls actually want to have sex with you. Go to a hookup bar. Hookup bars exist. Okay? Fuck. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Fuck. So you go to these bars, and I asked a bunch of people who are masters of the hookup. Basically, you act friendly. Some of the advice tips I heard was you act friendly. You be respectful, you ask questions, you listen to the answers, you act non-aggressive and open, and celebrate you gauge if someone is being responsive, because girls will laugh at stupid jokes and act friendly back if they're interested in having sex with you. And especially if you're in a known hookup bar, they'll be leaning forward, and they'll act interested in you, even if what you're saying is actually flagrantly dull. If they're literally looking to hook up, they will act interested in completely random bullshit because they're trying to get in your pants. Word up, girls want sex too, okay? But what we don't want is to have piranhas fucking attacking us with their penises all the fucking time, which guys do constantly. Like, we want a chance to relax and have an ability to say yes. So please, guys, celebrate when a girl says no or is unresponsive to you. If a girl is unresponsive to wanting to have sex, just allow that to happen. Be like, oh, she's not responding to me. Let me go find a girl who's responsive. Because why? I don't understand why guys chase and coerce girls who are unresponsive to their advances. This isn't fucking Pokemon. You don't have to catch them all. I would rather have someone who really wants to have sex with me, not someone that I have to fucking hunt down and shoot with a bow and arrow in order to get them into bed. I mean, when people ask me what kind of girl I like, my answer is eager. Everything else is negotiable. That is literally my answer. Eager, everything else is negotiable. I want a girl who wants to have sex with me. I want someone who is receptive to my responses. So listen, pay attention to what they're saying, and that shit will happen. And this is literally from people who are like masters. I've asked a couple people now, and these are like masters of the hookup. Okay, so that's what's up. Now, I'm imagining these things also go for online profiles, because I actually had a guy. This is why I'm not on the OkCupid, Match.com stuff kind of thing anymore. Um, I actually had a guy whose opening line was not hello, it was, I want you to sit on my face until you come in my mouth. That was extremely unattractive, and I actually have no hookups listed on my profile. Do you catcall women on the street too? Like, does that work for you? Like, how's that working for you? If you want a hookup and you have an online profile, first of all, say it in a nice way. List it on your profile. Have a profile say, I'm really only looking for hookups or FWBs and not a long-term relationship. That way, all of us who are looking for meaningful relationships can pass you by. And if a girl says or a guy says no hookups, respect that. And on Tinder, like, swipe, what is it, swipe left or whatever, put the little X or whatever, and just fucking ignore that shit and stop chasing us, because we don't want hookups. You're wasting your time and you're wasting our time. And as I said before in the last segment, stop pissing on our pool, right? And then ask us, how do we facilitate that? Okay, like, I'm looking for a hookup, name something that you like, and then say, and then ask, how do I facilitate having a hookup with you? What would you like me to do to facilitate having a hookup with you? Would you like me to cook you a nice meal and then rub your feet? Is that something I would like to do? And would that be pleasing for you also? And if it is something that would be pleasing for you also, let's hook up. Real simple. Or, and also on online profiles, the term Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill is a euphemism for hookup, just for people who are not into online dating. So that is my advice for how to hook up. It's mostly to not be online. But if you are online, the same rules apply. It's pay attention, just be open and honest about it. And also, have your prepped sexual elevator speech, because if you're not adult enough to talk about the not sexy things, then you shouldn't be having sex anyways, because sex is an adult thing to do. That is part of what defines us as an adult. It's paying bills and having sex. So that's my word of advice for today. And then after that, we'll talk about setting up profiles for all of us lovely people who want to have beautiful, meaningful relationships, and how to set up like your wonderful Tinder profiles, which is like my whole dating thing. All right. Peace out, and everybody blessings.